9 to noon coming at ya. Hockey free agency has been, well, wild, you could say, Brett Blakemore. And we're here to talk about it. We're here to break it down. I'm Max Fuller, Brett Blakemore, Andrew Dukowitz, and we're lucky enough to be joined. She's making her KFAN debut. You may have seen her on social media. She's a viral sensation. You've no doubt heard her at Wild or Twins games screaming, crying, cheering, possibly throwing up. Who knows? Her KFAN debut, Wild fanatic, diehard, Marissa Voss.
Wow, I don't think that I've ever had a better intro in my life than that. That was perfectly summed up to who I am. I am so incredibly thrilled to be here and be making my KFAN debut.
We're super excited to have you. And I asked you to come on several days ago. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, hockey free agency just goes absolutely crazy. We have a million things to talk about. I don't even think we can get through it in one segment, Brett Blakemore.
I don't think so.
It's plenty. It's a lot going on.
We could get through the Wild moves in one segment.
Oh.
We could get through some of the other moves as well.
Come on.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Come on. All right, well, let's start with the big one. Matt Zuccarello is Minnesota Wild no more. I believe he went to the LA Kings on a 1-year deal. Him and Dollar Bill Kirill. Are you a Dollar Bill Kirill girly, or are you a Kirill the Thrill girly?
Ooh, I'm a Kirill the Thrill girly. I am.
I like the Dollar Bill Kirill. How good of a bit would it be if they printed out fake dollar bills with Kirill's face on it and then just made it rain?
Dude, they need to do that. I don't know why they haven't done that sooner.
That would be amazing.
Like JBL.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just throwing it in the hair everywhere. I mean, it would be awesome. The Atlanta Hawks had, Magic City night? Why can't the Wild have Deja Vu night?
And then
it did get canceled.
Well, I'm still protesting. I need the Wild to make a dollar bill Kirill night. But Zuki, he was Kirill's his Batman. They're Batman and Robin. They're peanut butter and jelly. That's his main guy. You know what I'm saying? How big of a deal is this? Let's start with you, Brett Blakemore.
I think it just goes to, let's see the painted picture, and then I'll tell you how big of a deal it is. If they can't land another top 6 winger in free agency soon, then it's a problem. Then it's, all right, well, now we've got maybe move up Boldy to the top line. Now we're asking Bobby Brink to be a top 6 winger, which I think he can be, but there's still holes. I would rather, let's say they sign a Patrick Kane on the back end of his career, but he can still produce and get the puck to Kaprizov, or the second line on to Boldy. I'd be okay with that, and I think it's not a big deal. If they don't replace him and we continue to, re-sign our aging bottom 6 guys, if we continue to bring back, with all due respect, one of the most electric let's play hockeys of all time in Mason Shaw, a top 6 forward he is not, so if we don't replace him, it's going to be a problem, but if they do in any semblance, I think we'll be okay.
I'm curious, do you have off the top of your head, what's the GOAT let's play hockey?
Shaw's certainly up there.
A lot of people said JJ, Justin Jackson.
Well, I was just about to say that even as a Green Bay guy, that was electric.
Yeah.
He did really good there. Kevin O'Connell's is another good one, too.
Okay.
It's somewhere on the button bar. PA plays it all the time. But, there's been some good ones over the years. So, and of course, Zach Halverson.
Of course.
Yeah,
the
he's
GOAT.
a great one.
I mean, the GOAT.
The literal
Do you
GOAT.
have one off the top of your head, Marissa, the GOAT let's play hockey?
John Randall was sick.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was in attendance for that. John Randall's one, I was like, with a Magic jersey he always wore last year. I was like, this is my moment. This is everything. So John Randall's was so sick for me. But yeah, I mean, Justin Jefferson's was unreal too. That was crazy, even though they went on and lost. I was like, we can't lose in front of JJ.
Right.
What are we doing?
I know I saw your post about it. I know you were pretty crestfallen about Zuki heading out of town. I think you feel a little bit stronger about it than Brett Blakemore does.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing Kirill Kaprizov and Zuccarello friendship bracelets because I had to do it. But I'm really sad. I am for the whole nostalgia thing of Zuccarello. He's been through this a lot. The Zeus hugs are not going to be anymore, if you don't know, for Minnesota Wild. After every single win, Marcus Foligno and obviously Matt Zuccarello would hug because he's a short king, so he had to be lifted up and hugged. So that's not going to be on anymore, a trivia king or a short king. For that point of a lot of the personality for the Minnesota Wild is going to be gone, but I think also just he's been with this team for so long. He does so well with Kirill, but he's also coming off 58 points back-to-back years. And I think that's going to be, like Brett said and everything said, if we can't fill that gap, it's going to be really hard. And you're going to feel the Zuki not being there anymore. With that being said, though, everybody's talking online, oh, it's a $1 million deal. It's a $1 million deal. They couldn't find a $1 million deal. It's not that simple. When he gets to 10 games, he's going to get a $5 million bonus.
Which is easy.
Which it's 10 games.
Right.
Like, he's going to play.
Do that like the second week
exactly,
of the season. Yeah.
Right? So it's a $6 million deal. And now you look into that when you just signed Bogo and you just signed Bobby Brink for 2-3. It's a different type of cap than what we're talking about. 6 is a lot different than 1. So I am crushed for the point of I do love Zuccarello. I think he's great. I think it's going to feel, especially on our power play, is going to be a really big one. But if we can, again, like Brett said, find somebody, it's different. But I'm more crushed just because I love our short king.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to miss him.
But even those people like saying, oh, we couldn't find $1 million, like Hines and Bill Guerin have basically come out and said, we want to change the way that the top line plays.
Yeah.
Like this, it's not a money thing. They could have afforded him. It was we think that the top line plays too much east-west, flashy, try to make a perfect pass. We want them to play more north and south, and to do that, we're going to get rid of the guy who is known for his passing ability and setting up Kirill. It's a choice. I don't think they're entirely wrong, but it wasn't a money. Why couldn't we find the $1 million sitting around the couch cushion? Like, no, it's not what it was about. It was about an X's and O's thing that they thought. And Kirill's going to have to learn to play without him eventually. He's probably got 1 or 2 years max left. So, and Kirill's got a lot more. So he has to learn eventually. May as well be now.
I have a similar contract to Zuccarello. If I make it to 10 o'clock, I get free chicken strips at Arby's. So,
See, there we go.
I get a free coupon for chicken strips at Arby's. Kyle from Cottage Grove says, Kirill the Thrill is the way to go. Dollar Bill does have swag, but it makes him sound cheap. We all know Kirill ain't cheap. And then another texter texts in, why not license to ill Kirill? That is sick.
That's a lot of syllables.
I mean, license to Kirill, though, would be better. That's a little bit more pithy. License to Kirill.
Kirilling in the name of?
Yeah. Oh. Okay, we're cooking. We're cooking right now.
Hockey.
I won't do what they tell me.
So, Brett, does that kind of allude to what we were talking about with the one and only, the esteemed Chad Abbott yesterday? Is kind of talking about how, what was it? Was it Billy G that was talking about Kirill kind of needing to Hines talking about how he kind of needs to learn to play without Zuccarello. Do you think this is like the next step in his evolution as a player, not having his Robin with him?
I think so. I think I don't like making too much out of one play. And I don't think a lot of people after the Wild got eliminated made so much of the last play that ended up sending them home. But I do think it's a microcosm of what Hines and Russo and Guerin have been talking about with this East-West style, is that final play, the fateful play in Colorado where you've got a 2-on-1, it's Kaprizov, and I can't remember who else, might have been Boldy, and Kaprizov has a shooting lane. It's not the world's greatest angle, it's not 2 feet away, but he does have a shooting lane to take a shot. And instead of doing that, he makes the pass across. It misses, goes back the other way. Avs scoring an odd man rush. Wild are eliminated from the playoffs. Did that cost the whole game? No. But I do think it's a microcosm of what they're talking about, where we want Kirill to play north-south, be more selfish, take more shots. We've been saying that for years. And Kaprizov is worth every dollar that he makes, but he'll be even better if he plays that north-south style with especially someone fast like Dylan Larkin. So that would be great. We're not giving Boldy away, Steve Yzerman, though. No chance. No chance.
No, that's not happening. But speaking of Dylan Larkin, should we take a quick commercial break right here, Brett Blakemore?
Sure.
Possibly, and then get to the Dylan Larkin rumors. There's a bunch of other deals that have been made with the Minnesota Wild, or as you said, not made with the Minnesota Wild. We'll talk about it all around the corner at 9 to noon coming up next.
Welcome some great shows to Mystic Lake Amphitheater. 311 and the Dirty Heads will be there July 11th. John Mellencamp will be there July 14th. The Black Crows July 28th. You can get complete details on all of our upcoming shows on the concert page, KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
9 to noon. We're all things wild right now. Max Fuller, Brett Blakemore, Andrew Dukowitz. He's still here. We're just making eye contact about the hockey talk, and we're like, yes. I know some of these words. Indeed, yes. Yeah. Indubitably, yes.
Indubitably.
By the way, I found this during the break.
Let's play hockey!
Hey!
But is it better than...
Let's play hockey!
Is that Rosie?
That's Rosie.
No, Rosie's all time.
What about
Rosie
this?
might be the GOAT.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the common man, Dan Ford, 100.3 The Fan. Joining Dan during tonight's program.
I didn't realize this was the whole build-up.
Right?
Sorry. I thought it would just be the quick clip.
Well, Colin was trying to kill some time.
Rod the puck. So everyone, say it with us. Let's play hockey!
That wasn't bad, though. That wasn't bad.
He got in, he got out.
Right. When was that? Was he?
Let's see. Hang
Feels
on.
like a little while ago.
Probably a long time ago.
I can't imagine him getting out of the house for that one.
I can
anytime
tell you,
recently.
Mark Rosen, that was 2013. That's also
wow.
That's also the last time he's been to St. Paul.
Always.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of good Let's Play, and of course Halvies. I don't know why that's not in the system. Someone's got to put that in there.
When are you going to do Let's Play Hockey?
Yeah.
Marissa
My phone's
Voss
on.
making her KFAN debut.
That's
When are you going to
flawless.
You got to throw the first pitch out at the Twins game I saw the other day.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Dude, that was crazy.
It's a lot of pressure, right? Were you was that something like, I imagine myself, because I'm neurotic, I would have woke up in the morning.
You're what?
Neurotic.
Oh, neurotic.
That too, that too. I'm just not a...
You're a neurotic dancer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I used to work at Deja Vu.
Correct.
Yeah. But I would be thinking about it all day. Like, as soon as I woke up in the morning, I would be in the mirror, like, trying to wind up. Like, am I going to look cool? Am I going to just try to get it over the plate? Like, was that something, or you just were like, bleep it, I'm going in?
No, I literally thought about it all day. And the next, the day before, I was like texting my dad. Of course, my dad, I love my dad and my brother are listening right now. And they both are like, well, don't mess it up. You better get over the plate. Have you practiced it all? You should probably go out to the yard and practice. You should do this. And I'm like, guys, I'm just going to raw dog this. This is going to be what it is. But no, then they're like, no, we have to do it. So they brought the glove and the baseball. And I literally practiced on the plaza while live music was going on. And we were drinking $2 beers on Friday. I was so sick. And then I got down there and I'm like super excited, but I'm like shaking. I'm like so nervous. Cause then I get out to the mound and I'm like, this is far away. It's a lot farther away than you think. And I was like, I wanted the bit, so I was going to shake off, the catcher. Yeah. And I did it. I got out there, shook off the catcher, did everything, thought I was going to 50 cent it. And I got it over the plate. Didn't hit the dirt.
Let's go.
And I have never been more excited in my life.
Yeah. I mean, now you could die peacefully now and put that on your tombstone. Like, I got it over the plate.
I got it over the plate. That's all. I think that's all anybody wants. Cause it's like, I can't remember who I was listening to a couple of days ago, but everything. Oh, it was Zach Top when he was on Pardon My Take. And he's like, everybody remembers the ones where it's like too high, too 50 cent, all these horrible things, but nobody remembers when it's just average. Right. And I just wanted it to be average. Yeah. So I didn't become a viral sensation. And we did it, but it was such a cool feeling, man. It was awesome.
It seems like so much fun. I feel like I'd be too prideful. I'd try to Shohei it and just throw my shoulder. The next day I'm coming in a cast. I messed it up.
And you went on the rubber too. Or were you in front of them?
No, I was in front. I should have gone on the rubber. And because here's my thing. I was like, am I going to make it over? You got to talk about the mound,
right? Just
Correct.
for people out there that are maybe confused.
No, we're not neurotic dancers. The mound, the rubber.
Yeah, my dad was like, I was like, I'm going to go on the rubber. I'm going to go on the mound. He's like, should you go maybe in front? And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Probably right. Whatever.
You're right.
And then I threw it and it got the distance and I was like, I definitely could have gone from the rubber. This is BS. But no, I definitely could have done it. But I went a little bit in front, but it still worked. It was still great. I think about it a lot. And I'm like, I did that.
Daydreaming about it.
I was like, I did that. Actually, that's crazy.
If I ever did Let's Play Hockey, it'd be a similar, I'd be like, I can't believe I did that.
Right.
That was so unbelievable.
It's like one of those things that you just go back and keep looking at. When you post a post that's really banging on social media and you're like, I did that. I'm a genius. I'm a comedic genius. I really did that.
I'm literally God's favorite. That's me right there. Oh my God.
Speaking of things that we can't stop thinking about, everybody, all the hockey fans in town can't stop thinking about Dylan Larkin. And we got some news yesterday that the Red Wings They want Matt Boldy for Dylan Larkin. We ain't doing that, right, y'all? I mean, that's a lot. We ain't doing that, right, Brett? That's Billy G on the phone, right? Yeah,
we're not doing that. That's crazy. And just some of the packages that I've seen online for Larkin, like he should have the same package as Quinn Hughes. Like, no, he shouldn't. Sorry, Quinn Hughes went for the equivalent of 4 first-round picks. Some current guys, some not. Larkin is good. He would answer our top-line center problem that we've had for 25 years in this organization. He's not Quinn Hughes. He's not that level. And he's not Matt Boldy either. Matt Boldy's a superstar. I wish Matt Boldy could, if we could somehow, go on to NHL 26 and just change his position to center.
Yeah.
That would change that would be unbelievable. It'd fix all of our issues. That's not how it works, the fan has learned. He's a winger. He's not worth giving up another we can't go superstar for pretty much a superstar. We can't do that.
And what would you guys, Marissa, let's start with you. What would you give? What is the appropriate compensation for a guy like Dylan Larkin?
Personally, I think it's going to be a Urov, Stramel, and then a couple of picks, and that's been heavily speculated online. I think that's good. You get a young gun like Charlie Stramel, who's been really great at Michigan State. Billy has gone to Minnesota-Michigan State games and watched him, and he's a force. He's a great player. You also have Urov, who is also up and coming. Now, did he make some mistakes in obviously the playoffs? Yeah, he's a young guy though, but he worked really well with Tarasenko, and I think that would be great. And then again, throw some first picks, or throw a first and a second, or a second and just throw some picks at them. I think that's appropriate. But everybody has said the Matt Boldy for Dylan Larkin,
it's ridiculous.
You're just laughing in my face. You're literally just like, what do you think I am? Dumb. Mm-hmm. And I know that Dylan Larkin kind of put the front office in a hard place when he gave them 3 teams. It was Vegas, Florida, and us, and said, figure it out. I don't care if these are the 3 teams, figure it out. And that's hard to do.
And now it's less because Florida just traded for Kachuk, so they're not in.
Exactly. So then it's just Vegas and us. And again, we're in a spot where it's I'm not giving you Matt Boldy, or literally arguably I put him at Kirill, if not better than Kirill type of thing, type of points and goals and assists and makers. This is a star future in the building. I'm not giving you that.
Especially Matt Boldy on a unbelievably favorable team-friendly contract.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be making double of what he's making. And
really?
We have him signed for another, 5 years, 4 years? He is a massive bargain. If that went to arbitration, he'd be making double. So 100%. Why would we give up a superstar making half of superstar money under contract for a while for a player who's really good, but not on that level?
651 guy agrees. He said, if they trade Boldy, I'm canceling my season tickets. So a lot of strong opinions about Matt Boldy here. Marissa,
it's nice to hear from that one guy on the common montages all the time. Yeah.
I sold my ticket.
Good for you.
Marissa, say Billy G calls you, and he's like, Marissa,
oh, God,
I've heard about you. Matter of fact, I've literally heard you at the games. Everyone can.
Right under my suite.
He's like, we want you to wine and dine Dylan Larkin. He's going to come into town.
Okay.
We want you to wine and dine him. Where are you going to take Dylan Larkin in Minnesota to convince him to come to the Wild?
Where every single Minnesota Wild player goes. It's the one answer you have to do. Billy Sushi.
Billy Sushi.
Billy Sushi.
Is that a hit with the Minnesota Wild?
That's a huge hit with the Minnesota Wild. Spit and Chicklets boys have been there. Pardon My Take boys have been there. So many big names have been there. Billy, I literally went there once a couple years ago. Billy G was right there. And I was like, oh, hey, he's just getting some sushi, some California rolls.
Did you say what up to him, or were you two just starstruck?
At this point, I was nervous because I've met Bill before through 10K.
Bill, you guys are on.
Billy
you guys
G.
are cool. Wow, yeah, you guys are chill.
Well, I'm last year, so I'm doing. If you guys don't know, I did this reverse sweep thing because when I was at the game, the reverse jinx, I literally kept going to games and witnessing my favorite team lose, and it was driving me insane. So somebody commented, was like, "You should wear the other team's jersey" as a joke, and I was like, "I'm doing it."
And started to work.
I'm doing it, and I started to work. So then, of course, we're going to the Islanders game, and I have a jersey on, and then I meet Billy for the second time, and he looks at me, and I'm wearing the regular jersey underneath, and he goes, "I'm surprised you're not wearing an Islanders jersey." I'm like, "Whoa, you know about the bit?
Chill out, Bill.
Hey, everyone.
Oh.
This is breaking Wild news.
Oh my God.
No way.
It's happening.
What's going on, brother?
It's not Larkin, though.
Okay. What
The
is it?
Wild have traded Jake Middleton to the Calgary Flames.
Oh my God.
For Blake Coleman,
Ooh.
Oli Mata. Your thoughts? I don't know enough about either one of those players, but Middleton was underwhelming basically all of last season. He wasn't as good as he was. Like, great dude, quality human. Unfortunately, we have to talk about people as if they're just robots and they play the sport. Like, yeah, it sucks that it's unbelievably crappy that you're going to have to pack up your family and move. It's a whole human element of that.
Yeah, of course.
But if we strip that away from a hockey sense, I thought he took a huge step back this past year, had a ton of turnovers that led to goals. In the playoffs, he wasn't really that great defensively either. I'm going to have to do more Blake Coleman and Oli Mata research, but I'm 2 for 1 on a player that's okay. My initial reaction is I'm okay with that. But that's where we're at right now.
But the Wild are wheeling and dealing, and that's exciting.
They're doing things.
They're doing things.
They're doing the damn thing, and they did a bunch of things. They made a bunch of signings over the last day or so. Should we take a quick commercial break and maybe get into more Minnesota Wild, Brett Blakemore?
Sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so? All right, let's take a quick commercial break. More Minnesota Wild coming up next on 9 to Noon.
We are just as surprised as you are. Worst case scenario on The Fan.
For more information about contests on the station, go to KFAN.
On typical episode of 9 to Noon, this would be News du Nord, Brett's Bits and Bets, Max's Musings, Sports Essentials, whatever you call it. They're all sponsored by Canterbury Park Live Racing. You can feel the felt with Nordo on the floor and play some blackjack, or you can just watch PA with his massive binoculars. Call Live Horse Racing. Canterbury Park. Thank you, Canterbury Park.
It still kind of is Brett's Bits.
Might as well be.
We're going long on the Minnesota Wild. They're making moves. We're making moves here on 9 to Noon. Max Fuller here, filling in for PA. Brett Blakemore's here. Andrew Dukowitz, Marissa Voss. The Wild have made a whole host of moves, including one that Brett Blakemore just broke right before the break. But there's all types of things going on in the Wild world of hockey. Zach Bogosian, I believe he re-signed for a 1-year deal. Marissa, do we like this?
Some people like it, some people hate it. I know my buddy Brett Marshall on Twitter does not like this at all. I think a lot of it, though, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about a little bit with Jake Middleton. There's just been some mistakes. He's a little bit older. People are upset that, you know, especially for Jake Middleton when that trade just went on a little bit. I want to touch on it, that he was on the ice for a lot of the opponent's goals, a lot of Dallas goals, a lot of Colorado goals. He just was becoming a nuisance on defense, and he was just not becoming the player that we needed. So I'm happy that he's gone. We get some good guys in return. But same thing kind of with Bogosian. I'm a little surprised that we signed him, just because, like Brett was saying, you witnessed him with the Thrashers, play with the Atlanta Thrashers. And if a hockey fan knows that, you're going, what? Like, the Thrashers are like the Seattle Sonics, right? Like, that's a team that is no more.
Yeah.
And that is an old team. So he is older.
It's him and Evander Kane are the two last bastions.
No! Yeah. God, I hate that man.
Yeah.
So I hate Evander Kane with my life.
That was a visceral reaction to Evander. Like, you got a hand. The listeners can't see. You put your hands on your head, like you saw Evander Kane behind me or something. Like, that was a visceral reaction.
It was like an exorcism.
There.
Like, as soon as the holy water starts going,
no! Get Evander out of here!
I literally cannot say that so much. Oh, the day he retires is the day I open a bottle of champagne like Dave Portnoy and just celebrate.
Just popping bottles.
So here's this so I've been trying to do some flash research on the two new guys. Oli Mata, defenseman, fine, solid. He's been around for a while. He's 30. He'll be 32. And then Blake Coleman, I believe he was a member of the Lightning during one of their cup runs. So I texted, not a lot of people, I did go to college in Florida, so I lived there for like 3 years. And one of my buddies, huge diehard Lightning fan, lucky for him, he got to see his team in person lift the cup. Must be nice.
Whatever.
I texted him, I said, Blake Coleman, your thoughts? And he would tell me if he stunk. He'd be like, yeah, guy stinks, happy he's gone. Text me, he's older, but he's an older Brandon Hagel. Huge for you guys, especially on the PK. I'd love to have him back. So that's not bad for Jake Middleton. I'll take that. He'll be probably a middle six center. I don't know where Yurov or Stremel fits into this conversation now, but with McCarron also being a center. But I'll take for that return where I didn't think Middleton was playing up to his best. That's probably a good return.
Did you mention that Blake Coleman's nickname is Pickles?
Is that true?
A texter texted in and says his nickname is Pickles. He also says his 82-game average is 20 goals, 28 assists. He had 35 points in 69 games. Shout out to Zacho last year for the Flames.
Oh, I love that.
He's basically a half-point a game player.
Pickles,
though.
Yeah.
Pickles.
Huh.
That's
Dude, that was going to be my dog's
Can
name.
we send that to rewrite and have him punch it up?
Yeah, we might need to get a better one than that. Than Pickles.
Yeah, Pickles is crazy. I am excited about Blake. I think, especially from the Lightning's perspective and that fan, it's always good to hear different fans that have, had him on their team, because sometimes if you don't know and if you're not chronically into everything on, the NHL. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good fit, especially if you hear that people want him back. And especially for, again, Jake Middleton, because, he became, I love you, Jake. I love you, man. I'm going to miss the Tarps Off interview. Great dude. Funny. Stash. Great stash. No teeth.
Which is
funny
important.
Guy. Hilarious. But, he became a liability. And I couldn't. It was I'm like, get the D pairing off. What was it? It was him and Spurgeon. Was that the D pairing? Him and Spurgeon? And they kept, John kept putting them together. I'm like, why are we doing this to me?
Great stash, no teeth, funny guy, by the way. Have you just reading my Hinge bio right on the air? I mean,
I did some research before.
Max, I have some Wikipedia notes for you.
Oh, okay.
He was nicknamed Pickles because he was drinking pickle juice in the penalty box.
Oh, yeah.
It's his only nickname on Hockey Reference.
That's
so
kind of
there you go.
All right. I was ready to investigate that more. Look at that. You're a hockey insider.
Hockey.
Bobby Brink also re-signed, I believe. How are we feeling about that, Brett Blakemore?
I like Bobby Brink a lot, and not just because his initials are double B and he wears number 10. I like skill guys, even if they're a little smaller. I like speed, and he's got, he's not afraid to go into the corners and go to the dirty areas where some other skill players that we've had in the past weren't necessarily keen to do. Looking at someone that may have already flown back to Sweden at some point. I just think he's got the tenacity. He wins 50-50 puck battles, but he's got skill. He can pass, he can set guys up, and he's got a shot as well. I do think if they gave him an extended run on the second line as a winger with either Boldy or insert winger here, because Boldy's on the top line, I think he can be a pretty solid depth scoring piece for us. So I like that deal. And he bet on himself, because if he plays with Boldy, he took basically a lower deal to play here 1 year. If he plays with Boldy and puts up a ton of points, he's probably going to get paid somewhere else. Or here, potentially, if we have any money left over after we extend Quinn. So I like the move, and I think it's good for everybody.
Marissa, how are you feeling about Double B? Not Brett Blakemore, but Bobby Brink.
Oh, not Brett Blakemore. love them both.
Thank you.
I really liked it when it happened. I thought it was a really good deal, money wise, contract wise. I also just love how the kid bets on himself. Brett said he thinks that he can do it in his home state, being from Minnetonka. He did really good things last year in his short period with the Minnesota Wild. Now, some people obviously online are going to say he's awful in the playoffs. I didn't think so. I thought also he's still a young guy. Getting used to a new team, that is going to happen. You're going to have some speed bumps. But I think he has great hockey IQ. I think he's great with the puck. And again, him being with these veterans, his game is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And you're going to want to play for your hometown team. You're just going to want to do it. You're going to have that pride. Growing up, same thing you see with Brock Faber. I just see that scenario playing out too as well. And I just love it. I think it's great overall. And I think he's a great fit with the Minnesota Wild. And I love how we're going younger. I hate to say it, but it just felt so geriatric. See, we're going younger. It was just almost like a retirement home. I'm like, okay, I get it. We love the older players, and I understand that, but we need these fresh young blood, and we need these young guts. We need these guys who we know can do it, and then we can build their careers here and build them up. And that's what I'm really excited about. And I think that's the way we're going. That's why the Minnesota Wild didn't really want anything to do with, not to be rude, but they just didn't want to continue with Matt Zuccarello. And obviously Vladdy, I think that's a big rumor that we're not going to go with Vladdy as well, because we're just sticking with what we know with the Stramels and the Yurovs and the younger kids. And I think that's going to go in our favor down the line.
Another move the Minnesota Wild made, I believe it was yesterday, a new goalie in tow, Calvin Pickard. Now, is this trying to get one of the goalies out of the way, or is this more of a injury deal?
Well, Gus Buss is not going to be healthy for basically the first month and change of the season. So I think this is just give any insurance behind the wall of St. Paul, assuming that we don't trade him for Larkin, which I don't think we will at this point. So it's just, and he'll probably be in Iowa, and he'll be the third goalie if there's another injury down the road. So it's a CYA signing, if you know what I mean. Just cover your tracks while we're waiting for Gus Buss to get healthy.
How do you feel about Pickard, Marissa?
Hashtag goalie team. We are a goalie team, dude. We've seen this time and time again. With the Iowa Wild, even like they had an insane goalie. Can't remember his name, Brett.
Halavai.
Thank you. Thank you. Him
He's
as
well.
well.
I will take your word for it. Yeah.
But still, I mean, we just needed somebody. You know, it's again, Gus is going to be out, and it's just we needed somebody. I like it. You know, you got to have somebody. But I mean, put it all with Wally. I think when people were like, trade him was crazy. I was never one of them because I love the Great Wall of St. Paul. But yeah, you just got to, sometimes you have to do these things like they're pickups. You got to do what you got to do. Guys are out. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous about, again, the Vladdy situation and what else is going to happen, because a lot more is happening in this free agency and off season than I'm kind of used to. Usually they sit quiet, they sit idle. The Minnesota Wild I'm speaking of. So there's a lot going on right now.
What is going on with Vladdy Tarasenko? He's 1 foot, 1 skate out the door, or what's going on there?
So I mean, he's definitely like in free agency right now. They didn't, keep him or tenure him or anything. Like, he's in the free agency. It's very, very heavily rumored by Michael Russo, who I trust with my life.
Same.
That literally him and Joe Smith trust them with my life. That's where I get obviously all my news. But it's rumored that he's going to be gone. And that they kind of the same thing. They don't want him. He's a little bit older now. I loved Vladdy. I would rather have honestly Vladdy than I feel like maybe even Matt Zuccarello, because that one's going to hurt really bad too as well. But again, like I reiterated, we're just trying to go young, and I think that he's going to go for a lot. Maybe he'll go to St. Louis, where he's from, or any other team. He had a great season last year with the Minnesota Wild, so I think that a lot of teams will be wanting him, and we can get a good player in return. Another player, Brett, I don't know if you saw anything, Trenyon. There's also rumors going on around Trenyon. If you don't know, he was the NHL's had the most hits last year for the NHL. That would be really, really bad if we lost him, in my personal opinion. Losing the exciting Russian line of Yurov, Trenyon, and Vladdy. I can't talk about it. Makes me sad.
You're tearing up. Yeah.
I'm tearing up, dude. This is exciting Russians, man. Come on.
Brett Blakemore, how do you feel about a Vladdy exit possibly?
By the way, just a quick note, Russo basically just clarifying that Calgary is retaining half of Coleman's salary.
Okay.
So that's
even better.
Knocks him down from
better.
$4.9 million to whatever half of that is. So it'd be 2.5, 2.49 or something.
Nice.
Like that. So.
I like that.
So that's not bad. As far as the Vladdy thing, again, if he's going to go to market and say, highest bidder, come get me, the Wild have no business doing that. Now, if he was willing to sign an average market value deal, or maybe slightly below that, which why would you, then I would have him back. I thought he played his role. I thought he was good. Was he knock my socks off all season long? No, but he wasn't signed to do that. He was signed to be a depth scoring guy to help out the middle six, creating some offense. And I think he did that. So, but if he's going to go to market and say, come get me, find me with the Brinks truck, we're just not going to be in that business, because we're paying Kirill $17 million, which we had to do. So yeah, it sucks, but that's just how the cookie's going to crumble this offseason, I think.
Now, you guys have been pretty, in accord with each other's opinions about so far.
We're so smart.
But
should we blow it?
I think I'm about to divide you guys
Oh, God.
a little bit, asking about this. The Foligno brothers remain together. Marcus already under contract. I believe Nick was just re-signed yesterday. Brett Blakemore, let's start with you. How do you feel about the Foligno brothers kicking it in Minnesota for a little bit longer?
I mean, as it stands right now, that they are. I mean, they did just officially, and the team had the tweet that they're re-signing Nick Foligno. I think he's a solid bottom six center at this point in his career. I mean, in golf terms, he's probably in 18 fairway. I'd say, in making his approach to 18 green. I mean, he's
I'll take your word for that.
Not far away, but he's still a serviceable player. He's almost done. He's at the tail end of his career. Mm-hmm. He's not cooked. He can still play, and he's if you watch any of the like the mic'd up videos from the playoffs, like he was huge, like a vocal leader, and that's the stuff that we don't really see. So there is that element to it. I think I've ripped on some of Marcus's game for years, and strictly just hockey, and he's a great human, love him. The Foligno face-off thing is amazing that they do for charity. I just think he has holes in his game. I think McCarron is an upgrade on him in every facet of the game, and he's a center. So, and you just paid that guy. So I don't know if you would sign a Foligno and then get rid of the other one. Probably not. Everyone loves him. But to me, it's $4 million for leading the team in penalty minutes is, I don't know. It's a little much for me.
How do you feel, Marissa?
Dude, the Big Mac comment was like kind of like took me by surprise. I was like, whoa, okay. In every facet, okay, here we go. Wow.
Think about this in the playoffs. Foligno scored a great second effort goal in the Dallas where it was loose puck behind and he just kept going after him, and that's the stuff that Marcus does well.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen it in a long time. I'm sure. Tweet me the clip of him doing it because I can recall him doing it in the past. But Big Mac scored Big Sexy.
Big Sexy did score.
I love that.
He scored a beautiful goal where he outskated someone, bodied him off, and then sniped it.
Yeah.
I mean, he can take face-offs. Mm-hmm. He's big and physical, but he's got skill that can set up other people. And sometimes I think that Foligno, Marcus, he's a pickup truck, right? And there's nothing wrong. Pickup trucks do a great job. We need pickup trucks in the world. But sometimes I feel like he tries to be a Ferrari, and you're not a Ferrari. You're a pickup truck. Yeah. Be a pickup truck. And just offensively, I think he turns the puck over a ton. I don't think he's and from an NHL standard, his hands aren't amazing. So I don't know. I give me Big Mac. He won me over in this, especially in this playoff run.
Well, first of all, let me just say, first it was great stash, no teeth, funny guy. Now Big Sexy. I'm running out of nicknames. I'm running out of ways to describe. I'm running out of ways to describe myself at this point.
We'll find him. Don't worry.
Yeah. We'll find him. I unfortunately have an embarrassing amount of nicknames. I just asked Brett Blakemore. He has to sit through them every single Sunday.
At least 4.
Yeah. Can you do any off the top of your head that I've used? I know there's a couple. I sometimes I dip in.
Lamel Froeball.
Lamel Froeball is a pretty one.
That was a good one.
Thank you. I do say so myself.
You always have a few good ones that make me
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Franklin Delafro Roosevelt.
Yeah,
Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So it's a 3-way one.
Think about this tweet. Sorry to not just left turn on your nicknames.
No, please do. Please do. The listeners would appreciate if you left turned. Yeah.
Now this is outdated now because Jake Middleton's gone. Mm-hmm. But at the time, prior to this last segment starting, the Wild were paying $21.2 million to McCarron, Hartman, Marcus, Trenyon, Sturm, Middleton. Those players are worth $21 million. I'm sorry. We did just get rid of Middleton, so that helps on that. But it just feels like a lot of money for basically the bottom 2 pairing on the defenseman and the bottom 6.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of money for that. Meanwhile, we're scrounging for change to try to get Patrick Kane to sign on the back end of his career as well. It just seems like we're doing it back.
Dude, if literally we get Patrick Kane, that would blow my mind. I'd be seeing Patrick Kane in a Wild jersey would almost have me levitating off the floor. I'd be and then I'd rub it in the Blackhawks' face and I'd be like, ha! Ha ha!
He's the biggest Wild killer of all time.
No, 100%.
Without a doubt.
100%.
And it's literally, not to quite the extent, but it's like Brett Favre coming to the Vikings.
It's that.
Yes,
It's like it just is disorienting almost to see it.
It's exactly like that. Brett Favre coming and being you're kind of just that meme where you're looking around like SpongeBob, what's going on? That's exactly
blurry
it.
Mr. Krabs.
Yes, that's literally exactly what happened if Patrick Kane came on the Minnesota Wild and was in a Minnesota Wild jersey. I mean, here's my thing. I like to have the brothers together. I think that's a really cool storyline. And I think it's something that they wanted to do, and they said they wanted to take a cut and wanted to try to figure out, and I like it. I think they play again with each other. I do agree with Brett now. Marcus Foligno, especially in the playoffs, had made some really bad mistakes. Especially,
he should have been tossed.
No, honestly, and with some of the things what are you doing on the penalty? He would just do a high sticking penalty or a tripping penalty or some kind of penalty where you're what are you doing? What's going on? Like, you're putting us in jeopardy when we're trying to win this game. But there also are some really good, like, he's a great locker room guy. People, again, love Moose. He does a lot of things also offensively and defensively that I think he's good with the Minnesota Wild, and him being everything, helps out a lot. But, I don't know. I like the Foligno brothers mainly because they're both amazing to look at, especially Marcus. So, that's my girl take of the day. Okay?
We appreciate the
have a girl
honesty.
take.
No, we appreciate the honesty. We were just talking yesterday about the World Cup and how the cameraman has an immaculate taste for just cutting to the most beautiful
always cut to
woman
just
you've ever seen
100%
in your life from all around the world. So we appreciate. We gotta keep it equal here. Would you guys want to work with your siblings? By the way, would you want to? Like the Foligno brothers?
I think me and my older sister would immediately fight like 3 days ago. That'd be done. Yeah.
It's so funny because I literally work with my brother. Like, my dad and my brother own a cleaning company down in Fairmont, Minnesota. Shout out Clean Right Chem Dry if you ever want some carpets cleaned or janitorial services. But I like work with them, and it's honestly not that bad. Like, I just get to talk. There was one summer though we were like cleaning out flooded basements.
Ooh.
And you're taking out, like, obviously all of the carpet that's incredibly wet. And he's like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, you need to get off my bumper right now. Like, I'm hot. It's sweaty. It's crazy. You need to get off my bumper. And that point, no, but, like, I've done it. It's awesome. I think I would really like it, especially for playing professional sports. I think that would be a dream come true. Again, why you see the Kachuk brothers, why you see the Foligno brothers. Like, it would be sick.
Yeah. Well, I would like to say I do work with my brothers. Andrew Dukowitz, everybody here at the Fan. Marissa, welcome to the Fan Circle. You made your fan debut.
Thank you.
Covenant claps for Marissa Voss. Woo! Wild Fanatic. What's your socials?
Yes.
For the people out there if they want to
on TikTok, it is at Marissa Voss 3. Instagram, it is at Voss 11, and then at Marissa Voss on Twitter. I cover everything wild mainly. We didn't get to talk about the Twins. Too much wild talk.
Yeah, there's too much to break down.
Too much to break
we
down.
could spend a whole nother hour on
it.
We
could.
100%. Why don't you come back sometime, Marissa?
I would love that more than life itself. This has been a dream come true. Dude.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
Last hour of 9 to noon coming up next.
It's worst case scenario on the Fan.